What's going on? What's going on? I'm Eugene Napoleon. This is Napoleon's Corner. Hope all is well. Before I get started, please make sure you subscribe to the channel. Your support is greatly appreciated. This is actually episode 229, 229, and the topic is, you're going to find this quite interesting, but the topic is that's crafty. That's crafty. And when you think about the word crafty, there's another, it's crafty, clever, and I'm doing this episode because I really want to focus on individuals who do things and for some odd reason, they don't want to be held accountable or responsible for what they do or say. So now all of a sudden they become real clever, real crafty at how they try to get out of accepting the responsibility of what comes out of their mouth or even their actions. So it's funny how some people, they try to be crafty or clever in how they move, how they treat people, and the things that they do. And it's interesting how these same very people, they'll do something to you or say something to you to get you to react. And then all of a sudden, they want to play the role of the victim. There's a saying, you can't throw the rock and then hide your hand. And a lot of times individuals do that. They will say something or do something, and all of a sudden they will flip this thing around. And before you know it, they got you scratching your head, and they did or said something to you. But you, because they're real good at being crafty, you turn around and think, wait a minute. Well, did I do something or did I say something that made this person come at me this way? So I decided to sit down and do this episode on crafty individuals. Be very careful and leery of anyone who finds it hard to not take responsibility or be held accountable for the things that they do or say. You need to do a 40-yard dash and sprint in the other direction when you meet these individuals or group of people, because it's tough. It's tough to be around someone that's never wrong. It's tough to be around someone that doesn't understand. They can't even utter or fix their lips to even form the word I'm sorry or I apologize. They just refuse to take responsibility or to be held accountable for what they say or what they do. They become very crafty in their body language, in their verbiage, on how you made them feel, even though they either started it, they manipulated that situation, they had the baseline factual context of how this whole thing started because it started with them, but yet they become very crafty at how they make you feel to get out of it. Man, it's interesting. See, for me, I'll share this piece. Here's this little anecdotal information for you, right? When you come across said individuals, the key is to rely on the facts and to rely on the truth and no matter how crafty they get in their verbiage, no matter how clever they get in their verbiage, keep coming back to the main fact of how you got into this conversation in the first place. Keep coming back, keep circling that same factual, informative, truthful information as to how you got into this conversation in the first place. Keep coming back to that. Keep the main point the main point. Keep the main thing the main thing. Don't let them become crafty and clever in how they elongate the conversation, how they take you 4 or 5 blocks around the block. No, come right back to the same point of reference. Stick to the point of reference. Stick to the factual context of the conversation, and you'll be fine. Because in that, you won't allow them to be crafty or clever when they're trying to make you feel some sort of kind of way, and they started the whole thing. I'll tell you something. Kids are bad at that. They do it all the time. But adults are worse. And I'll share with you why. When a young person do it, you can kind of give them a break a little bit, but you need to put them in line too. But they're young people, they're kids. You kind of give them a pass, right? But when an adult does it, it really makes you feel some sort of kind of way, or it should make you feel some sort of kind of way because you're old enough to know better. You're old enough to understand the importance of just being honest with yourself, which will allow you to be honest with other people. Because when you can't do that, it's kind of hard for you to be accepted into certain social groups and environments. It's tough. I can't have people around me that can't accept accountability. I just can't because it becomes frustrating. You are sitting there and you know good and doggone well if someone has a crisis and they're dealing with something, and the reason why that person is dealing with something is because of somebody else, but the other person can't accept the account, be held accountable for what they said or did, that's hard to digest because it makes you want to just call them out for it. And the thing is, when you call them out, once again, they're crafty enough or clever enough, been doing this bull junk long enough, where they really think they can talk themselves out of it. And that's where you got to hit them right between the eyes. Bullseye. Nope. We're going to come right back to the main point. You said this. No, I didn't. I didn't say that. Yes, you did. No, I did not. Facts. You said it on Monday. No, you must be mistaken. No. I wasn't mistaken. You said it on Monday at 3 o'clock. Oh, man. Oh, well, maybe. Now they backpedaling. Now they backpedaling like Deion Sanders. Well, maybe I didn't mean it that way. It came out wrong. And see, now you go right back to the, but you just said that you didn't say that. Now you're admitting that you did say it. Case closed. Case closed. So when people think that they're crafty or clever, a lot of times you can't give them a pass. You cannot give them a pass. Because if you give them a pass, then you become complicit in their nonsense. And they will keep that thing going. They will keep that crafty spirit, that clever spirit, that energy going as long as you let them. And then if you don't pull them across the carpet with that nonsense, right? The next time they do it in front of you, they'll look at you to still be complicit in that when they're doing it to somebody else in front of you. And it was because you didn't pull them on the carpet. You didn't hold them accountable. You didn't make them fess up to the truth. So now that thing becomes an ongoing saga. And every time they do it, they're looking at you to not say anything because you didn't say anything the first time, the second time, the third time, the fourth time, or the fifth time. So now you do become complicit in that nonsense. So word to the wise, when you are around crafty people, AKA clever people, and they start this nonsense, you need to call them out. You need to call them out. You need to hold them accountable. You need to make sure they understand that if they do that to other people, that might be somebody else, but they cannot do that mess around you. And if they really rock with you like that, they will be appreciative that you're not letting them do that, because not only are they hurting somebody else, they're really hurting their own credibility. And that's not good. Each one teach one. Somebody does that nonsense around you, you need to call them out. And if they don't, if they get upset with you, then you know what? You might need to maybe look at another social group, or how you decide to build your friends and all that kind of stuff, because you don't need any crafty, AKA clever people around you if they don't want to be held accountable. Just saying. I'm Eugene Napoleon. This is Napoleon's Corner. I'll see you next week. Take care.